Hey guys! Day 3, the third day of me doing this. I never do this. I never make more than one video in a hit like this. But what's going on? I don't know what to say to you guys because here we are again talking about Home Depot leaks. But this time, this isn't images, this isn't grainy pictures, this isn't even kind of half-taken footage. This is official looking footage by someone that was clearly at the manager's meeting. Good quality, where we can actually see the majority of these things in action. So let's just get into this. I really don't know what's going on. This hasn't really ever happened before. We sometimes see bits of footage like we did in the video I only posted yesterday. But never do we usually see this much footage of these many different things all in one hit. And I don't know. I'm happy about it, but I'm also a bit weirded out by it. I don't know how I feel about it, to be quite honest with you. But here we are. This is happening. Let's talk about it. Very quickly, I have to give a great big shout out to LMJ Halloween, who is the one that supplied this video. I don't know who actually made this video, but somehow LMJ Halloween got his hands on it. He's the one who posted it. I will leave the link to the original video in the description so you can see all of these things, because I'm not really going to go over absolutely everything, because there are some things we have already seen a little bit of footage of, and I don't think you need to see much more. I am just going to say though, I did manage to predict one thing. Yay! I actually predicted something. Yeah, that's me. I did that. But anyway, let's just get straight into the footage. And we're going to start with that weird pumpkin-headed guy that I still don't really know what it is, but we do at least see him doing something. So the phrases are weird. He's got almost Reaper-type phrasing to him, what he's saying. It's all very sort of, you know, oh, you've come here, it's a dark night, blah, 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 I'm going to catch you, that kind of stuff. I don't fully get what it is. The mouth doesn't move. That's disappointing. He's got phrases, but no mouth movement. Those big sharpened teeth would have looked so much better if they'd have been gnashing together somehow. There are good details to this guy. I do like the cane that he's holding with the sort of raven top of the cane. But other than that, it's a very generic sort of a prop, and I'm still not really sure what it is. I'm not even sure if it knows what it is.
I sense the presence of unsuspecting souls.
Then we've got the ogre, and I have to say, I actually really like the ogre. I already did, but the movement it's got is just enough. It's got full movement of the mouth, it's moving its arms backwards and forwards, sort of swinging its club, and it's also got some movement in the hips, so it's turning around, pivoting a little. But what's really good about this ogre is the phrases are just like hungry and sort of ogre vibes. It's not got any real true phrases. And what I really liked about it, which was a nice touch I thought, was that the eyes light up two different colours. So when it's got a kind of more friendly tone to its voice, the eyes are yellow, but when it's angry, the eyes light up red. So I thought that's really, really cool. Again, I'm really glad they've gone down this fantasy vibe. I think it actually looks really good. Next, we see that pair of cauldron stirring witches. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit disappointed. They're fine. They do look quite good. Their base sculpts are pretty impressive. And overall, the cauldron looks really good, the way it's lit. I like all the details in the costumes. I like the dead possum. And they're, you know, they are pretty good. But they're very basic in terms of what they are. They're not, no Lethal Lily here. We haven't got eyes blinking or moving. We haven't got even any head movement. They're very stiff, very statue-like. There's a teeny tiny little bit of movement to their mouths, but it's so inconsequential. And then they're obviously stirring the cauldron. That's literally the only movement there is. There's not a lot to say about it.
Behold, a wanderer lost in the mist. What brings thee hither? Dost thou care to aid in our dark craft?
We do see another bit of footage of the big 15-foot scarecrow, but I don't think it does anything because he films it and clearly it's doing nothing except it's got lights in the face. So we knew that about it, so there's nothing really to show. Next, we see the leprechaun, and the leprechaun in this bit of footage is just kind of laughing in a very Irish way with a bit of Irish music sort of playing in the background. He's swinging the axe and he's laughing maniacally, and he's also moving the other arm with the bag of gold. I'm guessing he's going to have some other phrases as well as just laughing. But, you know, I don't know. Personally, I don't feel the need to have a leprechaun in my display, but maybe you're different. Then we've got this Raven character, which we did see a tiny snippet of footage in my video yesterday, but now we can actually hear what he's saying. So they're all very creepy, kind of, again, Reaper-y kind of phrasings, but there's something about this that I don't know whether I like it. I don't think I like the look of the face. It looks too sort of stripped back. There's no definition between the beak and the head. And I don't know, it looks like a bald guy with a beak mask on. I'm not sure how it looks. It kind of reminds me of, like, if you've ever seen Labyrinth, there's a scene where there's two door knockers and she like grabs the nose of one of the door knockers so it can't breathe anymore. And it's like, it looks like that. That's how it looks, with these strange sort of beady eyes and an elongated nose. I don't know, it's pretty good. And it is also kind of a bit like the Plague Doctor last year because it's launching every now and again. The staff it's got is kind of moving forward, juddering forward. So it's kind of got a bit of a scare action to it. But I don't know, I'm very on the fence about it. I like the look, sort of. There are elements I like, elements I don't. I'm not 100% sold on him.
The winds of fate whisper my name and empower me with the forces of darkness.
We do see some better footage of the clown in a bit more detail. You can see that springing head action just a little bit better. I didn't fully get to talk about it yesterday, but I do think that's actually pretty impressive. I'm not a clown guy, but I can appreciate this clown. I think that's quite a good way they've thought about that. They've really kind of thought, well, how can we do something a bit different here with a clown? And they've added that scare element because you won't be expecting that. So I think that's pretty cool.
They always give me such a fright. Let's see what happens here. Didn't expect that one.
Then we see this kind of Barber guy, and I was right in one respect and wrong in another. He's got a British accent from what I can gather. It's kind of like a London accent, like cockles and pears. That's not a Cockney accent, but you know what I mean. He's got like a Cockney accent, and he's not really doing much, to be honest with you. He is moving his arms, and they are in time with the phrases, but the head's just kind of turning, and there's no movement in the mouth. So in the space of like 2 days, I've gone from thinking that this could be something that had the most movement of any prop we're gonna see, to now it's actually very limited, the movement that this guy's got. Again, you might like this if you've got any kind of a like creepy barbershop vibes going on or a Victorian thing in your horn. This guy might still look pretty good, but I don't know. To me, it should have some mouth movement. It's too basic.
Welcome, welcome. Take a seat and relax, won't ya? I promise I'll give you the closest shave of your life. Real close.
Not far from the barber guy is the pig-headed guy who's clearly a butcher. Again, very basic movement here. There's no movement in the mouth, just a bit of movement in the head. And every now and again, he will say something, and you're next, and he points. That's it. The movement of the arm, he points at somebody, and that's the whole amount of movement. I don't know. I get it. It's a violent butcher guy with a pig head. Get the kind of concept, just not sure that this is necessarily a really good prop.
All those years stuffing your face with ham, roast pork and bacon. Now it's my turn to carve a slice off you.
Next we have what everyone's just kind of referring to as the Dark Witch. And I kind of like her and also kind of don't. I do like the amount of movement this witch has got. It reminds me very, very much of Morris Costume's Servo Crone Witch from a few years ago, where there's a lot of movement. She's moving her arms, she's moving her head, she's moving her body a little bit. The raven on her staff is squawking, and those eyes, though only LCD, are blinking. And I have to say, I do like that cat's eye look that this witch has got. And she is also moving her mouth too. I'm just gonna say though, when you've had a witch like Lethal Lily, that doesn't really stand up for me. It's good, I like her, but I'm just not sure I like her as much as Lethal Lily.
Beware, traveler, for these woods hold secrets. They are near as ancient as I. Listen to their words, for they may be your last. The very trees of this witchwood are sentient, their gnarled forms beckoning you.
We also see a bit of footage of the fisherman, zombie fisherman guy. He's doing exactly what we knew he was going to be doing. He's rocking in that chair, though I would say that the other guy rocked better in the chair. I could be wrong when I say that. But he's definitely got a bit of a rock, and he's saying fisherman zombie phrases. He's talking about catching a big sharp-toothed thing, and then he's sat right next to the big shark that's coming out behind him. So that's pretty cool.
She holds her secrets tight, but I've seen them, lad. The ones that lurk beneath the waves. They say there's a monster out there.
Then we have this Reaper character, which I'm very on the fence about with him as well. He looks pretty good. I actually like the overall look of this Reaper. And there's a lot of cool details. The scythe that he's holding is pretty good. He's got this very cool sort of flicker flame effect going on in his head. So all those scorch marks in his skin and the fact that his skin looks scorched and kind of burnt kind of looks like a burnt old piece of wood. You know what I mean? Like he's got like that kind of thing going on. And you can see the flicker flame coming through him. Again, it kind of reminded me of the thing we saw from Beastcraft last year, the Reaper that had that kind of woody look to the bone and had flames flickering through it. It's saying some good phrases. I do like the eyes. I like the overall look. And it's also holding like a scroll in one hand, and it's talking about you are on my list as if it's taking you to hell. But then that's it. The arm moves a little bit. The mouth is moving. And I was kind of thinking this was going to be a scare prop. I was thinking it's got to lunge forward. And it just didn't. It just moved its arm in a kind of a jerky way. And I was like, oh, that's it. It's cool, but it could have been cooler.
I have been looking everywhere for you. You're next on my list.
Then we have this crawling skeleton character, which is quite big, quite impressive. It does look really good, and it's moving along these rails. But I don't get it. Maybe I'm missing something. Tell me what I'm missing. I like the look of it, and I like the movement. It's a very creepy sort of movement. Something, I don't know why, I just thought this was going to move faster or sort of pop forward somehow. That's what I was envisaging when I saw the rails. And instead it just kind of shuffles along. Again, I don't know how you would hide the rail, because other than that, it's really obvious that it's on a rail. You know what I mean? So I don't know how you would hide any of that. It looks really advanced. Like, it looks like an advanced prop. But at the same time, I don't get it. I don't get why that's a thing. It's just really slowly crawling along the ground. Maybe when I see some official footage of it and they show how they would use it, maybe I'll change my mind. But right now, I'm not overly sold on that. I do like the reskinned zombie trio that were the clown trio from last year. I like the eyes, I like the interaction. Again, I liked it with the clowns, but I definitely like it with these. This kind of like traditional organ, creepy Halloween organ music playing as they sort of have a back and forth between themselves. Just a lot of fun. I really like that. It's like a fun take on a zombie, and I enjoy that. I think that's a cool thing.
I told you guys, this is the spot for the best brains.
Well, I'd rather eat rats for dinner. This one's a dud.
Why not both?
Rats for an appetizer and brains for the main course.
Then we see the Bride of Frankenstein. and a little disappointed. I think she looks great. I think she really does look good. She's got great amount of movement. The head's moving, her body's moving, she's turning, and the eyes are digi eyes by the looks of it, though they could just be light up moving eyes. They're moving nevertheless. They've definitely got like a Lethal Lily kind of vibe to them, or like Frankenstein's monster behind them. The eyes are moving and lighting, and it's just sort of moving backwards and forwards. But there is literally no sound with this. She isn't making any sound. Now, I know as a character, she doesn't make a huge amount of sounds. I think I just remember mostly that she screams more than anything. But maybe I'd have liked to have heard that. You know, she isn't really doing anything. You've just got this kind of creepy, ethereal music as she moves backwards and forwards a little bit and is looking around with her head moving. It's a good look. I think if you've got the Frankenstein's monster from last year and you like The Bride of Frankenstein, then this is pretty much a must get. You will have to get this. I do like her look overall. It's just, I don't know, I think I just wanted a tiny bit more, maybe a bit of mouth movement, maybe you hear that scream. I don't know. But I think the one that I'm getting more and more excited about, and the one that at this moment in time I feel like is the winner of this whole bunch, is the Gravedigger prop. When we see the action, he is basically just, he's talking, he's got a very similar Gravedigger voice to what we've heard before, and he's talking about digging graves and all that. Of course he is. There's nothing new there about that. But what is really, really cool is, and I was right, I predicted it. I can't believe I actually got this right.
Is it dangerous?
Lobsters are psychic.
There is a moment where a skeleton's head with light up LED eyes pops out underneath the foot of the Gravedigger, and it pops up, and then he slowly presses it back down. And the phrases that he talks are all related to, and how one of them's trying to escape and all this kind of stuff. And he's pushing the head back down underground. And it's actually quite a fast movement too. So it is actually kind of like a pop scare thing. I actually really like this. I talked about how good I think this thing looks anyway. It looks good and would have been a good Gravedigger prop even without that extra little pop-up feature. I really like this guy. I think he's pretty much the winner of the array in my eyes, because it's just classic Halloween but updated. It's a better looking Halloween prop with this cool feature. Some people have said that movement's very similar to Spirit's Cotton Candy Dan from last year, where he pops that head out of the bucket. Yeah, I can see that. It's a similar movement, and I wasn't that bothered about that last year because it was a clown. But this, I think, looks really good, and the fact that he's got a reason that this is like a skeleton trying to escape from the ground and he's pushing it back down, I think that's really cool. Add all the other creepy effects that go around this guy, I really do think this is a winner. I might have maybe wanted a tiny little bit more movement in him, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers, right? This is a good looking thing.
Oh, this soil's persistent. All this pulling and shoveling will break my back. Uh-oh, looks like we got a live one. Point me to your gold or back in the ground you go.
And that's pretty much all we've got to talk about so far. There are other things that we'll probably see footage of at some point in the near future, hopefully not like tonight. But it will happen at some point. And of course we will see some more official footage probably later on in the year. Anything I didn't talk about today is because I've already gone over it several times and there's not much more to talk about. But I don't know, what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on this lineup? I don't know, it's a very mixed bag. I like the majority of it, but I think there's an awful lot of things here that are actually a lot more basic than what I was expecting them to be. I don't know whether we've just been really spoiled by Home Depot over the last few years. They've brought out so many new and advanced things and completely blown the entire Halloween market apart in so many different ways that maybe this year just feels a little bit lackluster, like a little bit stripped back. I don't know. I could be wrong. There are a lot of really good things there, and I don't want to be the guy who's being negative about this stuff, because actually it's a lot of this is really, really cool. And as long as it's relatively affordable, which Home Depot usually is, then this stuff will sell really, really well. What do you guys make of it? Do you really like this stuff? Are you a bit disappointed by this stuff? I've heard a few mixed messages so far. I don't know where I stand. I think I'm very much in the middle. Maybe it's a bit too early to have seen this. Maybe that's going to be the most disappointing part, that for the first time ever, we're seeing all this stuff and it's only March. You know, we are still only in the middle of March and we've now seen pretty much the entire lineup from Home Depot. Whereas last year, they really did have us hanging on tenterhooks all through the year. I don't know. What would you prefer? Is this too early? Is this too much too early? Or are you really quite happy with this? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, guys, thank you once again for watching. If I haven't responded to your comments in the comment section, I will get to them in the next few days. It's just there's been a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Too much. And I will see you in the next one. Keep it spooky. Bye.